Hi, Common Man Dan here, and I'm going to put my views on why I feel we should legalise cannabis. Now, I put a cheeky bit in when it comes to Prime Minister, and yes, I was taking a mick. But I'm going to put my views across on why I think we should legalise it. So, I'm going to have to admit, I've been a cannabis smoker since, well, I was age of 13. And in a lot of ways, it's helped. And yes, a lot of other ways, I just did it to get high. Because it helps you float away from this world, it gets you away from your thoughts, yourself, and also it takes you away from this world and what people have to deal with. But the reason I'm doing this one and why I think we should legalise it is not to sit on the streets and act like a bad boy with a big massive Bob Marley in your hand. I, I don't understand how things like alcohol and everything is legal when that's highly addictive. Cigarettes is highly addictive, yeah. But when it comes to the cannabis, it's not addictive. It's 9 times out of 10. Yeah, it's the cigarette that's actually in the cannabis that's addictive. Trying to give up cigarettes has been an absolutely nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I did get a little bit heavy on the drink, not to the point where I was a pisshead, but I've not drunk now for almost 2 years because I just can't be bothered with it. Then I don't smoke as much because I don't really want to ask the local people. I just don't want to get involved in that situation anymore. But I would like to get to a point where we can have a legal joint within this country. They sell us all the paraphernalia, the bongs, the rizzlers, anything you can think of to actually smoke that drug. But they said that's not illegal. Well, at the end of the day, if you don't want people to smoke it, why would you sell that sort of paraphernalia in the first place? And just like these two sweets that they've got, I'll come back onto that in a minute. There is such a market out there, and on the basis that Britain is struggling, people are having to go to food banks for food because they've not got enough money, and I feel that a lot of us are actually being ignored, not just the common man or woman. So, why legalise cannabis? Because there's a profit in it, plain and simple. How many jobs would be there instantly? It's like a cherry, been waiting to pop for many a years, and it's ripe for the picking. It's there, it's juicy. Yeah, you've got factories, you've got shops, you've got all the things you can actually make. So that one factory that might be a ganja farm could turn into something in the way of making tea, biscuits, all sorts. And the other argument for that is, if one country over the pond, yeah, can just control it so it's all nice for everybody, why can't Britain? What is it about that they seem to be so distraught on not legalising when they can have their super strength bloody beers and alcohol that causes so much damage? Yeah, the NHS are struggling on the weekends because people are getting so bloody battered they're either almost dying, yeah, or kicking crap out of each other because they're pissed. Now, a lot of lads, when it comes to having a smoke, prefer to go in the houses and that because obviously sometimes you have to hide. Would also play rock an Xbox or PS4. Yeah, whatever you've got, and chill out and have a laugh. Yeah, personally, I think it could help. I think it could help. There's revenue there ready for you to go. It would make you so much in the way of revenue within the first not even month. Yeah, and so why? Why should we legalise cannabis? Well, think of all the jobs, all these lads that are hiding in a crop, or said straight away you've got people that are almost trained to show you how to run a factory. Said how many lads out there, doing it right now? If they had the chance of a job as a ganja farmer, just growing the weed, will say, I can do that. I can do it on my own, mate. Yeah, I can do it. I can get at least 150 plants going. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do that. You can make all sorts out of it. Absolutely all sorts. It's a naturally grown, yeah. So how is it a drug? Well, how is it a drug when it's blatantly a plant? So you have like medication that's highly addictive also, and actually makes you. It's worse than actually smoking a joint, and it's better. Listen, it helps my arthritis no end when I can have it or when I do get it, but it's not that often. So to be able to just have, I don't know, a little sip of ganja water in the morning or something like that, and it just makes that feeling go away. Or you have it the night before, because you know those who do smoke or make their medicine or whatever they do, it takes a couple of days to wear off, and you just feel nice. Yeah, the pain doesn't totally go away, but it numbs it. It numbs it and stops you just feeling like total crap. So yeah, there's one of my reasons to why we should legalize the cannabis. But at the same time, if you legalize it, yeah, you could put more money back into the police system, so they can actually get some of the harsher drugs and those who feel that can go around beating people up, shooting them, robbing them, yeah, just because they think they can. And like I say, you've got cigarettes. They're the hardest thing I've ever done when it comes to coming off them. I'm actually on the electrics at the minute. They're not used to come off cigarettes. It's an alternative. Yeah, this thing where they're trying to promote people being able to stop smoking because they're smoking electric cigarettes is absolute poop. Absolute poop. I'm seeing kids all over the place, yeah, tooting on those sweets. Toot sweet. That's all it is. So, is it a way of actually getting revenue from the next generation of smokers because they made it nice and sweet? I'm trying to kick it in the butt because I found my young daughter, yeah, trying to get the banana one when I have it now and again. So I don't buy that one anymore. Yeah, I've just got my normal one, and I make sure I hide them now. They're in the cupboard. Yeah, but sometimes I've forgotten and I've left one. I thought was dead, but there's a little bit in it. Oh, that tastes nice, Dad. Oh no, I don't want that. So yeah, have they done that? So they've got the next generation of smokers. And when it comes to the cigarettes and things like that, that's just as harmful and damaging to your body and everything else. And so is alcohol. That is responsible for so much in this country. So you take the revenue from it and you give it back in another way. Because at the end of the day, when people are getting drunk and things like that, they need help. And people, when they're trying to come off alcohol, when they've turned into alcoholics, it's a nightmare. It must. They just don't look right. And there's so many people that can so easily get into that addiction because it's so readily available. There's so much in the way of cheap alcohol and things like that. They'll put the cigarettes up because that's highly addictive. Yeah, we don't want you to smoke, so we're going to put as much money on it as possible. To there, guys, that was a load of crap. Yeah, I think you should bring back, if you're allowing people to smoke regardless, yeah, the little packets and things like that. There was no reason to why you only allowed a bigger packet. I've seen little baggies nowadays that you normally get your weed in with tobacco. So people are buying the tobacco, yeah, chopping it down, then selling the little bags, yeah, and that's what's going towards kids as well. So is that not illegal, or is that okay? Yeah, it's next generation smokers to put some revenue in the government's pocket. So I don't know if this is a good enough video for this or not like that, but if you want to make some money and get a lot of people that are unemployed into the factories and a lot of business that are closed down, you've got all shops, cafes, all sorts that you can do things. You can even make soap. Yeah, I had a little go once, it was nice, really lovely. And legalise the cannabis. And let's put that back into the system so we can help the police, yeah, or get more police out there on the streets so we all feel safer. Personally, I've got an idea for police drones. I want to go over that in a minute. Honorary guardians. So if you want to know what I'm on about, I'm sure you'll be back.